Okay, good morning, guys. I'm going to give you a update on storming warming. We had the Behaviourest come Saturday. My hair all flipped. This is bedtime. Getting up in the morning, bed hair. So we had on Saturday we had the Behaviourist that's come to give us advice on storm. Since he hadn't been out so much with his because he had that operation with his bits, he's been a bit of a nightmare because obviously he's not getting the exercise that he has done, and we're sort of out of a routine. It's been really difficult. So he's been going up, lunging at us, jumping on the things. He's a nightmare when we get visitors. He's so excited. He thinks that everyone comes for him. It's just sometimes it can be quite a nightmare. When he's on, and especially outside as well. Let's just do focus on one thing at a time, Carrie. Sorry, guys. So, house trained. He does go outside. He does jump on my plants because I tried planting some herbs and he's demolished them, so we've got to try and work on that. Visitors, he's a bugger. He thinks they come to visit him, and he jumps and comes quite playful and excitable, and he does jump up and try to get the food as well. So we've, although we try and stand my ground with him, I love him to bits, but he can be very challenging. He's very stubborn, and he's very, very strong-minded, and he always has been since he's a pup. So those are the difficulties we're having, and his biting, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, I've had where he's been biting with excitement. We've put bruises and that on them. He doesn't mean to hurt you. He's just where he's so strong as a staff. He doesn't know his own strength. So what has the guy advised us to get some of this, which is pet corrector. You can get it in most the pet shops, but I would advise you to get it on Amazon. It's so cheap. I mean, this size cost us £8 on here. We've only used it briefly a few times. So basically what we do is if he jumps up, we spray him, and it stops him in his tracks. He doesn't like it. It does make him a bit nerve-wracking and that. And then what we do then, when he sits or stops the activity, then we praise him. So kind of giving him a reaction is to say, no, we're not liking this. It is working. We haven't had visitors since Saturday. So we haven't used it for that purpose. So, but I'm going to try that. I'm going to ask for a couple of people to come round and test him out. And the same as when he's barking at the window, because the window is his favourite spot, which we don't mind. But when he starts barking at the cats outside or people going past, that's when it becomes a bit of a problem. And with us wanting to travel next year in a camper van, that's not going to be appropriate, is it really? So this, I would say, is great. It does work, but I would personally, you get that size. I think my partner paid about £10, something like that, maybe £9. I'll put the link down below for it, and it has helped. I don't use it on a regular level because one, Storm doesn't like it, and I don't think it's fair. So what? Another thing, what we got told, that was it. Another thing, what we do when we apply this, so we spray it and then we go Storm's already sort of looking at me. That's kind of like putting it that we don't like that what he's doing. We're not happy what he's doing, and then you should not need to use this spray at all. It should be, he's freaking out. Look at him, bless. He's like, Well, I didn't do nothing. So already the effect, it is working. So we're hoping, that we won't be able to use it for very long, and we can stop some of that behaviour, because it was getting out of hand. The next update is I've become less confident of taking him out, because he is very strong. When he sees other dogs, he wants to play, and he gets a bit mouthy. A lot of the owners see it as he's getting aggressive, but it's not. I thought it was being aggressive, but the behaviourist says it's not. He's just being a pup. But for my confidence, we're going to give him a muzzle, okay, just to get him out socialising, because we've been taking him to places that's not so busy and stuff, because we're getting, we haven't always had a good feedback off of other dog owners, and they, with him being a staff as well, they can get a bit nerve-wracking, which I can understand, because I think if you don't know the dog and they start mouthing, then you think, oh my god. So he wants to play. He comes quite playful, and he comes quite playful with other dogs. So we're doing the long leash, and now we're going to try him with the muzzle out and about. We're not planning on keeping it that way, because he's quite a friendly dog. It's just for the short term, so we can get him out of certain behaviours, and get him out of the certain behaviours that he's doing, and get him more socialised, because it's really hard. It's really difficult. My personal experience with Storm is it can be quite challenging, and then if you haven't got tactics to know what you're doing, it can be quite frustrating, and then my anxiety goes up, because then you don't want to take them out, because you get such a negative response. But I've also had good responses from owners, so it's not all been bad. But what we're like, we usually tend to focus on the bad, don't we? And with him having his operation as well, he hasn't been out properly for 3 weeks and stuff like that. So it's not that I haven't been taking him out, but I've just avoided busy areas, or it's only been ongoing lead training. So that's our update on how we're managing Storm. I'm doing this blog. Oh, I'll explain that afterwards.